Welcome, everybody, to Ask Dr. John, a video series about American Change Agent, a life and legacy of seeking diversity, equality, and inclusion by my father, Dr. John F. Leeke, and yours truly, Ananda Madeline Leeke. How are you, Dr. John?
Well, I'm well today. Looking forward to another conversation.
All right. Well, one thing we like to do is we like to talk. So today's video is focused on the proud moments about writing our book. So, Dr. John, what are you most proud of about our book, American Change Agent, a life and legacy of seeking diversity, equality, and inclusion?
Well, I think about that question, and maybe at some point I might have had a different answer than the one that I'm going to give you now. I'm most proud of writing this book with you. I'm sure that there are not very many books that have been written by a father-daughter, uh, and and especially a book about the father's life. Um, and I think I feel so good about it because in the writing of this book, especially the last 3 years of it, I have learned so much. Um, the as Ananda or Madeline, or as I sometimes more often refer to her as Puff, I, I have broadened tremendously uh, this book. Um, I've I've stayed true to the fact of it being my life, and I really have, and I'm proud of my life. I'm proud of what I've been able to accomplish. Uh, but I had no idea how much more that I would be able to put in to my life story until uh, she began working with me. And in her working with me, she knew about my life. She for 60 years she'd been a part of it. However, um, she had she still didn't know a lot about the the intricacies and the numerous different things that I did, and the kinds of opportunities that presented. But the piece that has, I think, made one of the biggest differences is her ability to push me to say more and to express feelings and emotions. I'm not one that does a very good job. Let me be clear. I got feelings. It's not that I don't have them. I got them, but I don't do a good job of getting them out. And the part that I treasure the most is her ability to get that out of me. And I think that has made a tremendous difference in in me giving my life story. Um, well, I may get a little too emotional if I keep talking about
Ooh, watch out,
that.
y'all. Well, thank you for sharing, and I appreciate you sharing that. And you said that many times. I know when I go back to watch this video, it will hit me in different ways. And I'm looking forward to that. I think one of the things that I'm most proud of this book, what I'm most proud of about our book, is that one, I can say our book. I haven't always claimed it as our book. And I say that I can claim it as our book because we have covered a lot of territory, both uh, the subject matter, your life, our family, your work experience, the way that you have uh, been in relationship with your children, with your wife, Teresa, my mom, with your service in the community and so forth and so on. I have always said, and if some family members and friends are watching, they've heard me say, if I was my parent, I would have left me a long time ago because I have taken you through. I mean, some emotional things, but I have to say that this writing process, I'm most proud of that we still like each other and that we still are able to work together and that you really do know how to deal with me. I mean, and you have let me work out a lot of shit. I'm gonna be honest, a lot of stuff. Um, from the fear of both my parents dying, which that's gonna happen. It's already happened with one of my parents, to becoming an ancestor, to how I'm gonna deal with it, to different issues in terms of my parents aging and not being the same, me aging, me changing, me having to notice different things about you as an 80, almost 86-year-old individual compared to when you were 36 or when you were 46. Me having to grow up really and truly at 60, to realize, your parents, there's gonna come a time that your parents, a lot of parents lean on their children, and you don't lean a lot, but there are times. And if you haven't had that happen and you just been able to be a child, basically a, a daughter for all these years, the frustration and the different things that came up, and even me not wanting to write books with people. I like to write books, by myself. I like my creative process. And so having to work with someone, that was huge for me. And the fact that we were able to do that and still, be able to like each other and communicate with each other. And, you're one of my friends, not just a co-author or a father, you're one of my friends. So that's a really big blessing, to come through um, and to know and to witness my own growth and our growth as a father and daughter. That's it. I'll leave it at that, and we'll save it for the book readings and the book talks and other conversations. But yeah, that's a little bit of that. I want to thank you for sharing so deeply, Dr. John. Uh, and I want to remind our listening audience that we're doing this Ask Dr. John video series to give you all some background information and some insights into why and how we wrote this book, American Change Agent, A Life and Legacy of Seeking Diversity, Equality and Inclusion by Dr. John F. Leeke with Ananda Kiamsha Madeline Leeke. You can go to anandaleeke.com/Dr. John. anandaleeke.com/Dr. John to learn more about the book, where you'll see the cover, you'll be able to read a summary of the book, you'll see our bios, and we'll have more information about upcoming book talks and readings and other sorted events and videos and things that come up. So we'll see you next time. You want to say bye, John?
Hi, folks. We'll look forward to our next conversation with you.
All right. See you all soon. Bye.